When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, a holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
The McDonald's snack wrap is back. You brought it back! Ranch snack wrap. Spicy snack wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We are gathered here today for this unholy, I'm done. Welcome to But Am I Watching, where we review movies. Today we are doing The Preacher's Wife.
This is the first time I've ever seen this movie.
This is the first time I've seen it as an adult.
Just off the bat, I had a ball.
I knew you were going to because we have Whitney Houston being Whitney Houston.
And
so I already knew.
Obviously I love Whitney Houston singing. You know how much I love Whitney Houston acting. Like, I was cheesing the whole time. Like, Moz kept turning around and I'm just like full grinning ear to ear. Ear to ear. This is also a stacked cast and I like love everybody in this cast. And I was like, why do I recognize... By the way, Jennifer Lewis, didn't recognize her by her face, but then she started speaking and I said, is that Jennifer Lewis?
Yes. Her and Whitney are literally 3 years apart. How is she playing her mother?
I was like, there's no... Because I knew that Jennifer Lewis was in the movie. And I was like, I wonder who she's going to play. And then she started talking and I said, no fucking way you're having her play her mother. Like...
I'm trying to remember the exact thing that she's known as, like, the mother of Black Hollywood. And she also wrote a book called that because she's always playing someone's mother. Just a few years later, she's playing Angela Bassett's mother playing Tina Turner's mother while Angela Bassett is playing Tina Turner. And they are also the same age.
I was about to say, they're not... There's not an age gap there.
Nope.
Also, then when I was like, oh my God, why do I recognize the friend? And Mons was like, that's the mom in This Christmas. And I was like, oh my God, you're right.
As in original Dream Girl Loretta Devine?
Hold on.
The church secretary.
Oh my God, you're piecing everything together for me. Because Mons said This Christmas and I said, oh my God, you're right. But that's not what I was thinking of, but I just took it. I was tired. I took it as fact. I was like, oh, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a stacked cast. So we've got Whitney Houston. We've got Denzel Washington, which, again, this is the first time I've seen this with my adult eyes. And now I know what the old ladies were talking about when they were talking about how fucking fine Denzel is.
As soon as he appeared on screen, Mods went, oh God, you're going to love this. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, this is like, you're getting young, like, my God. And Mods was saying he was like, because I was like, oh wow, he looks so much like ASAP. Like, you can just, like, in this one, I was like, wow. And Mods was like, I mean, he hasn't aged. And I was like, no, of all the people in this cast, he's aged the most, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, because he's like sexy Silver Fox now. Like, he's always been gorgeous and always been very, very attractive and handsome.
But this was like sex.
I was like, I'll bring you back from the dead, my boy.
Right.
Like, how do I... Google's how to fuck an angel. Like, I was having unholy thoughts.
Right. And then we've got Courtney B. Vance, which, speaking of Angela Bassett.
No, speaking of not aging, that man has looked the entire thing, my whole life. My whole life, when I looked up his age and I was like, I'm sorry, you have looked this age forever. And like, he's like 60 something. And I was like, there's no way, like, also he's been around for my entire life. He should be 112. Shocked.
He got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week. So.
Oh. And their daughter just she debuted at that fancy debutante ball.
Yep. And then we've got Gregory Hines, which R.I.P. Also, Lionel Richie is just randomly in here.
His first movie.
Yep. We've got Whitney Houston's mom has a few lines in here, too. She's playing the piano as well. And the Georgia Mass Choir, which they had hits upon hits. And I like that they got their shine in this. The same year, also, the Olympics were in Atlanta, and they sang there as well. This movie's not only stacked in front of the camera, but it's stacked behind the camera. And first, it's a production of Touchstone Pictures that doesn't exist anymore, but it is Disney's branch. It was Disney's branch where they didn't want to have like the Disney name, but we've got a big Timon and Pumbaa on a bed. So in case you didn't know, it was there.
Wow. I did Google as it was happening. I said, whatever happened to Touchstone Pictures? And then I was like, oh my God, that was Disney.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. I didn't see that part though. That's funny.
And then next was the thing that made me go, oh, the 2 times that I have rooted for cheating, they've been because of Goldwyn men. And Samuel Goldwyn Jr., Nepo father to Tony Goldwyn, is the producer of this film. And great job.
Adultery is just in that.
In the
and
fifth one.
Imagine that they're the most loyal men in the world, and
Right.
all we want is for them to cheat.
Mm-hmm. And also directed by Penny Marshall, another great that we lost.
Mm-hmm.
And Hans Zimmer was a composer. We also have Deborah Martin Chase, who this year that this film came out, she had her 2 first producing credits. She is, if you don't know, she was Whitney Houston's eventual producing partner, also the first Black woman to ever have a major film deal for production, and produced The Princess Diaries, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, Queen Latifah's Bangers, Just Right, also the TV show The Equalizer, and The Cheetah Girls.
Ugh. Stacked resume.
Right.
Absolutely stacked.
Right. And so this was her first big thing, and where her and Whitney met.
How old do you think Hans Zimmer should be?
85.
I think Hans Zimmer should have died in 1942.
Yeah. But when I saw that he made the music for this, I was 85.
Yeah. Well,
how old is he?
He's 68.
What?
No,
so he was young when he did this.
I'm calling a bluff, Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer, I don't know how long it takes for you to compose things, but what do you mean you have done all of these things, all of the he must be so busy because it's only him and John Williams. How old? John Williams has to be dead.
Yeah, John Williams is definitely dead.
No, he's not.
What?
He's 93 years old, but he is still motherfucking kicking.
Okay.
At least he's 93.
Mm-hmm. Max Richter's another one that I know.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Mainly because he makes my sleep music that I go to sleep to, but that he partnered with the sleep study, but he also does big music for films.
He does some movies. But one of his biggest credits on here was Max Richter Sleep.
Yeah, but he's done
Ad Astra, Hamnet. He's coming up. He's there. Mary Queen of Scots. Sure, yeah, he's being positioned to take over, but I get Hans Zimmer has if Hans Zimmer is going to live as long as Williams, he's got 30 years left in him.
He's next up.
But why can there only be one composer at a time?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. And why are they all German? Is it techno music with Swedish people? Pop music and techno music?
Gotcha.
That's
it's
where
their thing.
It's their thing.
Yeah.
And are Germans, it's orchestra composing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we also had introducing Justin Pierre, Edmund S. Little Boy, which grand opening, grand closing, never really did anything after this.
Yeah. Daily Mail did a Where Is He Now? And it was just a selfie that he posted with someone. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's where he's now. He was He was so fucking adorable.
He was so adorable, but as the movie started, I was like, oh no, did I misremember how much Whitney and Denzel are in it? Because he was talking up a storm.
Ooh, I was like, are we getting this kid narrated an entire
Right.
feature? Because this is a long fucking movie. Like, this movie is long. I had to finish it this morning. But yeah, about 20 minutes in, I said, okay, we can. It was giving Nina Dobrev reading her diary out loud in the first season of Vampire Diaries, being like, let's cut this. It was cute. It was great. It was wonderful. Show me the sexies. And they did.
And they did. So the film opens in a historic Black church that's no longer thriving, that Whitney Houston, Julia, her dad was the former pastor of, and now her husband is the pastor. The building is old. The congregation is old. The finances. Yeah, everybody's old and they don't have any money anymore. So the church is not, it may be like a place of worship and culture and anchoring the community, but they don't have any money and the boiler's going out.
This did lead me to Google, what's a boiler?
Oh, the thing that makes it hot.
I know, but I didn't know why it was wet.
Okay.
You know? You could understand my confusion.
I can understand your confusion.
Because I go hot, we're at risk of fire, but then it's wet, and it seems like it's water wet, like it's sweating, not
sweating.
oil wet. And I was like, okay.
Yes. And Henry Briggs, that's Julia's husband, the pastor, is very committed to this church, but since he's so committed, their marriage is strained. Julia is not only managing the household and raising their son, she's also known as the preacher's wife. And I could also feel being known as the preacher's kid too.
Yeah, it felt like a double whammy.
Yeah. And so his leadership style is not what she is accustomed to. And she tries to help him out by having the choir help him out during his sermons to make him a little more jazzy. And he doesn't like that.
But I liked it.
I did too. She did what needed to be done.
It helped me stay engaged.
A wealthy developer wants to buy the church and claims that he will preserve it. Henry sees this offer as a moral failure and also thinks that it's not good for the community, and selling the church feels like selling out. And so he's conflicted because there's no money, but he doesn't want to be a sellout. Then he prays that God will come fix it for him. And you know what? God answers his prayers.
And for a man of God, he sure as hell doesn't believe that that's actually what's happening.
Right.
Which I did find that, like, I was glad that they eventually, like, touched on that of, like, this, like, having... And it reminded me, like, of, like, just Christmas movies in general where people, like... And it made me realize that I'm sure a lot of the archetype of, like, Santa and believing in Santa was also used in, like, the same kind of context for, like, religious things of, like, seeing versus feeling and knowing versus seeing and knowing versus faith, all of those kinds of things. Like, the only person who's, like, not questioning anything is Julia, Whitney's character. And I was like, oh, that feels... And the kid, obviously, but, like, that feels like a smart choice to show his, like, arc as, like, even more. But I thought that was, like, very interesting because I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't believe that, but that's also because, like, I'm not a pastor at a church. You know?
Yep. So, well, their kid and the boy next door, the little kid's best friend, who parents have died, and he's getting sent away to go stay with his very old grandmother, which Jennifer Lewis...
No, that's who he lives with. Is his old grandma. And then they're sending him to social services. Yeah,
sending him to social services. Somebody is hopefully adopting him. Then from the sky, a beautiful, beautiful, angelic creature falls, landing in the snow on top of them.
As they all make snow angels.
Beautiful.
Poetic. And he tips his hat, and the face that we see... move 1,000 motherfucking ships.
Yeah.
My God. I am not here to objectify, but I'm here to objectify. He is so... Mott's literally said capital F fine. And I said,
yes.
Like, he's gorgeous in this movie. Like, it's almost hard to watch when he, like, and I wrote down, do you think him and Whitney, like, ever?
There was so much chemistry between them in this
Oh my
movie.
God.
I don't think so because he seems like he's been very faithful to his wife. They've been together forever.
I was wondering. I wasn't sure about the timeline if he would have already been married by this point.
Yes, he was already married. Because John David should have been born by now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's older than me, and this is like 96. She seemed like I don't know how she did it. She's acting. I couldn't, but like she was just like so not fazed by him in like the correct way you're supposed to be. Like it was, well, obviously she's Whitney Houston, but like she is like, I'm like, how are you not giggling and like twirling your, like she was just, their chemistry was so good that I was like, either there's nothing between them and they are like just friends, they're coworkers, they get along great, or like this is like the loss of their lives. Like this was like so the chemistry was palpable, and she's wonderful chemistry with anyone, like truly everyone in the movie, but like God.
Yeah. I think also when we eventually watch The Bodyguard, you will just see this is how she is on screen.
No, oh my God. The way, and like this is such a weird comparison, but like watching her on screen acting wise, like how she's able to have chemistry with everyone and like you're just want to watch her, weirdly enough, reminds me of Brittany Murphy, where like I will fall in love with whoever is opposite Brittany Murphy. Like whether I find them attractive, whether I don't, but like I always believe her in that to the point where I'm like, oh my God. And Whitney's probably the only other person who I've ever seen have it to like that level of chemistry.
I was rooting from them from the moment they met. Meanwhile, the pastor is helping a young man that this plot so random, I thought, but there's a robbery and there's a young man standing near where the gun was dropped, who is somebody that he has helped out of trouble before, but has been on the straight and narrow for the last 2 years, working during the day, going to school at night. And he's called to help this young man out of a tough situation. Also,
he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. Yes, he did not do it. Dudley, that's Denzel's character's name. Dudley is...
They tried so hard for us not to sexualize him with that name, but it happened already.
This is also based on another film, and we'll talk about it later. And that was the name of the angel in the other film too.
Oh, okay.
So, Dudley is walking around. He is like enjoying his time back on Earth. When do you think he died? The 50s?
So that was my question. As soon as he started dancing, I said, I actually cannot place you in a decade because I don't know what the fuck this is. But I was so curious about like how he died, and like I was looking for hints, and like he was very much against the smoking, and I was like, maybe it was like something like health related in that sense. But yeah, I wondered about when he died because his outfit is like he still fits in with everybody there when they're in their like Sunday best. Like it's like that kind of dressed up look, but also he's seemingly confused about things. Like he's experiencing his first hot dog stand.
Eating hot dogs and pizza, which I feel like hot dogs, I think were big in the 50s, but I think pizza might have been more of a regional thing.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that's kind of what they're banking on, is that like he died in a time period that is nondescript, but also he died not on this side of the country. Like he died somewhere else in the United States, so like it was a different vibe. But I also love that no one questioned that he wore the same thing every day.
He wore that suit so well.
I said, did God give him a per diem? Because like, how does
he had money. He had money. He had that little book that had instructions in it.
Which I do think that there definitely were some other rules in there that he was ignoring that I was we heard it with the thunder at the end. But when I said to Mott's, I was like, do you think he had a per diem? That got Mott's to laugh so hard we had to pause and rewind because we missed the next line. And I wondered what his per diem was.
just an endless amount. If
Like,
you're
every time he
familiar
opened the wallet, it was just more
Yeah.
money?
If you're familiar with the Bible, you know the parable where Jesus is feeding the people from a loaf of bread and a fish, and he's just passing around the basket and endless amount of fish, and I feel like it was like that, endless amount of money.
It was the rosebud hack from Sims.
Sure.
Yep. Some people will get it. Some people will get it. Endless money. I also wanna shout out, this has made me have a new appreciation, and now this is officially on my bucket list, but every year for the holidays, I, like, look at the traditional, or the classic holiday dishware from, like, the, porcelain china yeah, I don't know if they call it china. Isn't that a certain kind of material? Well, the, like,
Mhm.
holiday dishware kind of
Okay.
brands, like Lennox, Spode, one that starts with a W or whatever, and I knew that they were, like, you know, that these brands have been around forever. I didn't know that the specific look of them was, and so the apron that Jennifer Lewis is wearing is still to this day, you can collect that exact same one. They, like, still produce it. So A, expensive apron. B, I feel like now that's the one that I want. Like, it's just so cute with the Christmas tree.
Mhm.
It felt like that part made me be like, "Oh, wow, this does feel timeless now," even though this is supposed to be the '90s,
Yeah,
but the
it's
outfits
the
were so
90s.
good.
So good.
What if I told you that 2026 is the year you launch your business? Maybe you've got an idea you just can't shake, or that hobby that everyone in your life is telling you to sell. Taking that first step and finally taking action can feel impossible. But with Shopify, all you need to turn your dreams into your new future is at your fingertips. Make 2026 the year you transform into the entrepreneur, founder, and boss you were meant to be. And the one powerful move to make it all happen is starting your business with Shopify. Shopify gives you everything you need to sell online and in person, giving you all the tools to easily build your dream store. Choose from hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize to match your brand. And you can set up quickly with Shopify's built-in AI tools that will help you write product descriptions and headlines, as well as edit product photos. Millions of entrepreneurs have already made this leap, from household names like Gymshark and Mattel to first-time business owners just getting started. Marketing is built in too. You can create email and social campaigns within Shopify to reach customers wherever they are. And as you grow, Shopify grows with you. The same dashboard that you start with will evolve as your business does to handle more orders and expand to new markets. In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at amazon.com/new Alexa.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other toppings, and managing it as one big, juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
So Dudley shows up to the pastor, and pastor thinks he's just some crazy person. Also at the pizza place, after he's talked to the pastor, and the pastor's been cranky and pretty judgmental towards him, at the pizza place, Dudley's trying to get like the 411, I'm using 90 slang, on who the pastor is, and kind of talks a little bad about him, saying he's grumpy. And the man in the pizza shop literally has a picture of the pastor on the wall. And it's like, no, this man has done so much for us.
Yeah,
Like,
give me your
okay.
pizza back. Takes the
Mhm.
pizza.
And Dudley takes his money back too. So
Mhm. So maybe it's not an endless cash.
Maybe it's not an endless. And then he wouldn't use that money for the hot dog. And as he's walking away from the hot dog stand, he passes by Julia and the little boy. And the little boy recognizes him. And Dudley tells him, shh, you don't see me.
When Hakeem is being sent away, I did, in fact, shed a tear because the son said, who will I tell my secrets to? Oh my God, it broke my motherfucking heart. They are the cutest kids. And I will say one of my bigger takeaways from it, and I wrote this down at this point, but like I still hold this throughout the entire movie. You could, without a doubt, remake this all the time. Like you could remake this again and again and again. And I know that this is a remake, but like to me, that's the sign of like a good story that could be a great remake, as the remake going, you could do it again. You could do it again and I still wouldn't get sick of it.
Since you brought that up, I'll go ahead and touch on this. So the first one, the bishop's wife, was made by Samuel Goldwyn Sr. This is Samuel Goldwyn Jr. for the preacher's wife. And so that means Tony needs to make the next one. The rabbi's wife? I don't know, something.
So what's a bishop?
Also a type of minister in like a Pentecostal church.
Okay. So still in like the Christian branch, but it's Christian over thing and then the smaller branches. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Rabbi's wife, minister's wife, something. So Tony has to close the Nepo trilogy.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'd love that. Someone needs to bring that up to him in an interview.
I know. I was thinking that. I was like, how can I get this to him? Also, I didn't realize that he was also Nepo grandbaby on both sides. His mother was Jennifer Howard, and she was an actor. And then her father wrote Gone with the Wind.
Ugh. Why'd he do that to us?
He is a double Nepo baby.
Wow.
Grandbaby, I should say.
This is giving like George Clooney, Rosemary Clooney. Like this is like
the
old,
Clooney.
Old. Wow.
Old Hollywood.
And here he is saying, you know what I like? I like TV. I like Scandal.
And he directs a lot of TV too, but like...
Yeah, he's on a Law and Order now.
Yeah.
Which is also how I know Courtney
B. Vance.
He has been the district attorney for my entire life.
Yeah, my dad sat down and watched this while I was watching it. He came and sat down. He never really watches movies, so I was shocked that he joined me. And he was like, that's Angela Bassett's husband, right? And I said, yes.
Yep.
And he goes, and I told him about the Hollywood Walk of Fame thing. And he's like, what did he get it for? Law and Order?
No, that man has been on Law and Order. I'm not kidding. I looked it up since 2000.
It's like on Grey's Anatomy. Weber, he has, the way the series started, because Shonda didn't know it was going to last this long, he wanted to retire, who was, to bring this back, Loretta Devine played his wife.
Is that the old
in the initial scene? Yes. When the show started, he was like, he was trying to retire. Now we're 22 seasons later, and he's still there.
Yeah, a man who discussed retiring 22 years ago retired like 10 years ago max. That's so funny.
Yeah. Then Dudley, keeps showing up for the pastor. Pastor's like, if you want to talk with me, set a meeting. Dudley ends up going to the house, and Loretta Devine is like, she's the church secretary, thinks that he's coming for her job. And he's like, no, I'm just here to make things better. He also smells her. And he's like, what is that smell? And she goes, soap. And he's like, I haven't smelled a woman in so long.
The way that, like, I know that on page 1 of the Angel Handbook, it says, keep it in your fucking pants, you horn dog. And he's just skipping right over it.
Yeah. And I don't know how she didn't fold.
No, and, like, I also don't understand when he, like, talks about, like, you know, a lot of angels are waiting in line until they have their moment. And I go, and they thought this was your moment? Was God's massive plan to tempt Whitney Houston?
Right.
Because I'm sorry, you're like this. You haven't had the presence of a woman in decades, and here you are, hot, young, and gorgeous, and your quest is to another hot, young, and gorgeous. Like, this feels hard.
Well, technically, she wasn't really part of it. He was supposed to be going for her husband, but the husband kept pushing him away, and that's what happens. He was getting pushed away and was being pushed right into Whitney's arms.
100%. I do in fact think that like maybe the quest I would have sent the young hot angel on was something involving helping the elderly cross the street. Like it wouldn't be as much of, hey, work on saving this marriage, because like the whole time like the preacher's character is just like looking at him being like, oh my God, can you like stop? And like the elephant in the room is like, you're really hot. Like you need to not do this.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence is like, ooh, your daddy used to look like that.
Jennifer Lawrence?
I'm sorry. Jennifer, they're both Jennifer L's, okay?
No, it's true. And they're both Jennifer Lou.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Jennifer Lewis is like, ooh, he used to look like, your daddy used to look like that. And I'm like, okay,
like, okay, we get it. This angel's hot. And then even when he makes it, he's like, come on, like, look at you. And he goes, oh, you think you should like? And I was like, oh my God, now would be a time for the thunder.
Yeah. So Dudley has inserted himself in their lives, given the church secretary the day off so she can go Christmas shopping for her kids, taken over. He's got a little handbook and there's a picture of a Windows computer so he can figure out how to use that. Types up a perfect letter, and the pastor's like, she's never done anything like this. And Dudley's like, yeah, I did it. Because you know what? I'm an angel. Still doesn't believe him.
Nope.
Then Whitney and Denzel are growing closer and closer. The pastor literally sends them out on a date together.
And like, this is why we really should have defined the term burnt out earlier on, because I go, this man is experiencing burnout. And like, I will say I did think the movie was going to get like a lot darker, because like he was really playing the burnout that I was like, I'm worried about his how he's going to get through this holiday season. But the fact that an angel shows up, and like I did write down, seems like you can kind of just get away with a lot by saying you're an angel. Like he's like resisting it, but he's also like still like letting him hang out, like whatever. But I was like, okay, even if you don't believe that this man is like really an angel, you are like drowning in work and like all of these obligations. And like, not only have you prayed once to ask for some help, and that's when Dudley arrived, you've also prayed again, like multiple times. And I'm like, you literally, it's just an extra set of hands. So why in the world, when you can look at this man and think, oh, you know what responsibilities I will give him? My wife.
Yes.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Huge.
So while the pastor's tending to the flock of his church and also dealing with the gentrification going on in his neighborhood, he was supposed to go out with his wife, and she ends up going out with Dudley because he sends Dudley instead and says, take her out on a nice date. Not only is it a nice date, but it is also where they got engaged. Yep. It is a place that they haven't gone in a long time. It is a place that means a lot to them. It is a place that we've got Lionel Richie there being the club owner, jazz singer. So while they're at this club, they dance, and at first it's like a 5th grade dance of them being a foot apart.
Mm-hmm.
And Whitney's looking around like, that's not the kind of dancing that we're supposed to be doing here. And then Dudley looks around and tries to mimic the dancing of the times and is going a little too hard. And the people are like, he's drunk. He's not. He's just having a good time.
Mm-hmm. And whenever Dudley died, I don't think dancing was invented yet. Because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And then he's trying so hard that he like thinks that Lionel Richie's like trying to flirt with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so at first it seems like he's like, no, can't let this get in the way. My quest here is to like help the preacher's life, and like the marriage is a part of that. But then I'm like, okay, this is getting a little jealous.
Yep. When he gets on stage and sings, she sings about 20 times during this movie, which I'm here for.
Mm-hmm. And then anytime someone else is singing in the background, it's also her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes it's Loretta Devine, but mostly her.
Yeah, but she is... The performances are fucking insane.
Yeah. It's so good. Also, this album was great. We played it all the time, and it won a lot of awards too.
Mm-hmm. It was nominated for an Oscar.
Yep. The boiler goes out during one of the rehearsals. This is where we see Sissy for the first time. So the children of the choir people are being taken care of by Loretta Devine, but she's also in the choir. So I'm like, do they trade off on who's watching the kids? So they're in rehearsal. The boiler goes out, and then this causes the pastor to have to go meet with Gregory Hines, person that's trying to take over all the real estate, and they're promising him so many things. Like, and they're like, we're going to make you a TV preacher.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to give you a new boiler. We're going to make sure that you stay in the church was the final thing. Julia doesn't like this. She goes back. He goes back and talks to her about it. And she's like, you sold out. This is what you didn't want to do. And that's what you did. Also, this is her father's church. So it is something that's part of her upbringing as well.
Mm-hmm.
They go Christmas shopping, and Dudley and Julia are in front of a lingerie store, and she tells Dudley that she needs to buy something for him, and Dudley's like, well, why don't you get that nightgown right there? That's all he would want for Christmas, and you can see the lust in his eyes.
I was like, Dudley, there is no way the handbook said that you could say that. Like, there is no fucking way.
And the little boy overhears it, too.
Yeah, he's horny and he's going off script.
Yeah. They then eventually meet with the pastor at a restaurant, and Whitney and him get into an argument. And so then Dudley takes the boy. What is this boy's name?
Jeremiah.
Dudley then takes Jeremiah to go get presents for Hakeem and their grandmother. So then Julia and the pastor can talk things out. And they end up just getting in a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
And they get kicked out.
Yep.
Abercrombie Kids is bringing the cheer all holiday season and the gifts too. No matter how long their wish list is, there's always room for just one more. Whether it's a new winter coat, an extra pair of jeans, or cozy matching sweat sets, get gifting with looks they've been waiting for all year. Shop Abercrombie Kids in the app, online, and in stores.
Kraft mac and cheese is the best thing ever. It's even better than pop music. You look just as natural enjoying us at age 13 as you do 55. Kraft mac and cheese. Best thing ever.
Walmart Business saves you time, money, and hassle, which means you can focus on what really matters. Like putting the money you save back into what you do. Spending more time training your team, filling orders, and finding new clients. Anything and everything, right down to... Oh, that's the one. Choosing the best hold music. Walmart Business. It's the Walmart you love. Now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
I was going to say, then we get to ice skating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this, I think, he should have been beamed up immediately. Like, this to me was a gross misuse of power. And I think the big man upstairs was very much not happy with this.
Mm-hmm.
Fully has gone rogue. So they are meeting up to go ice skate, and Dudley's there. Why? Because he's horny and he loves her.
Yeah.
And the pastor is quite literally on his way.
Mm-hmm.
He is
he's leaving
in the car.
Yeah, he's leaving from the courthouse with the young man that is been arrested, and he is.
I was gonna say, and a second point, Dudley tells him, like, have you asked him if he did it? Did you ask him? Just look him in the eyes and ask him. And he says, no, he didn't do it. Like, the kid says he didn't rob the store. It wasn't him. And he believes him, but then he tells him specifically, like, when's the last time you prayed? Pray about it, which I'm like, okay. So now this is an implication that, like, you do know that there is power in, it seems like you do understand that Dudley was actually sent here and is an angel. And, like, that prayer was being met. So you're telling him to, like, essentially pray for a miracle because Dudley could hopefully make that happen. And, like, he does. And so I was like, okay, so you understand what's going on now. You understand the circumstance we're in. But then he gets in the car and goes ice skating. And, like, there was, like, no concern that he wasn't going to make it. Like, this isn't the biggest town in the entire world. Like, he's over there.
They're in New York, but yeah.
Well, there's not enough cars for me to feel like it's that much traffic. He hits every red light to the point where his car moves 2 inches. The light went from green already back to red.
And I'm like, Dudley, did you have something to do with this?
Dudley, I think that you are misusing your powers. And it felt like intentionally cruel. And he's just, like, skating with Julia. They're having their moments. And, like, at first Jeremiah's, like, giving them a look, and then he's like, okay, it's fine.
Some random person hands him some hot chocolate.
Yeah, he said, your mom said this is for you. And I was like, okay, maybe have a conversation about, like, not talking to strangers.
Yeah.
Come on, Julia.
But also the song that's playing that Whitney's singing over, she's not actually singing it on screen, but it's her singing, is a sexual song about lust and temptation.
And I literally wrote down here, earlier I said, are they going to make her fall in love with the dead guy? And then I got here, I go, oh my God, they're trying to make her fall in love with the dead guy. It was rude. And I want to know, how long were they ice skating? Like, how long did they stall all of these lights? Because it does remind me of the time that in high school I was high. I wasn't driving. The other person was also high who was driving. It was not smart, not safe. And we were like, oh my God, we're so high. We've been at this red light forever. But, like, we're just idiots because, like, we're high. So we think we've been there for a really long time. We, like, make it back to school. And someone's like, oh my God, did you hear about, like, there's, like, a broken light on the street that and this car sat there for 15 minutes. And I was like,
car?
That was our car. And I was like, ugh. And I was like, how long did they stall these lights for? But God, that was rude. But it was romantic.
And it was very romantic.
And I was also shipping it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted her to cheat with an angel as a child. I didn't understand it.
Yep.
But I wanted it. And as an adult, fully.
Yep. Then we get to some of my favorite lines in this whole film.
Okay.
So she gets back and Jennifer Lewis literally goes, She's not even saying words, just noises of disapproval.
She can see it. She sees it. She can smell it. She can smell the lust.
She's a bad fucking idea. And Julia's response is, I can look in the window even if I don't buy. Oh, okay. And then the response back to that, well, you better not go window shopping with money in your pocket, and you better not be putting anything on a layaway plan either.
Yeah.
I was like, that was so good. And she has, as she's hopping up the stairs, there's a little pep in her step. She's got a crush on quite literally a dead man walking.
Right. Also, Jeremiah tells his dad, it's like, yeah, I think that mom wants some like a bed or something for.
She wants to go to bed. And he was like, huh?
And he's like, yeah, I saw her and Dudley looking at. He didn't say lingerie, but they're looking at a nightgown.
Okay, it was a silk negligee.
Yeah, she did want to go to bed, not with her husband.
Nope.
So then the pastor has, after getting advice from Dudley, goes and interrupts another court session. Not even the trial that the young man was on, just some random person, and gives a very empowered speech. Honestly, he was saying too much. I kind of blacked out during this part.
Me too. Me too. I said, okay, got it.
Yeah.
May the
And
power of Christ compel, right? Someone said amen. Someone did a thing. There was a call and response at the end, and that brought me back. And I was like, this is why the call and response works at the beginning of the movie as well.
yep. And then we're back at the church, seemingly having everything is back on track, but they have given into the TV show church that they were going for. Gregory Hines is in the audience. They also have this producer lady running around. They have given, it's Christmas, and this took me back so much to those long Christmas plays during church. And somebody has given the little girl playing Mary a baby that can piss.
Oh, wait, you forgot. We skipped over. Jennifer Lewis pulls Dudley aside and was like, you need to back away. She is married. They are married. And he's like, well, I'm not this. I'm just trying to get focused. And she was like, this is her husband. Like, this is like the life that she chose. They are married. And so then he pivots his intention to because his whole thing was like he was trying to get through to the pastor, but he like couldn't. So then he was like, okay, I'll go through his wife to do that. But that proved to be distracting. And so it was like, okay, I'm going to put them essentially like have situations to have them fall back in love with each other. And I will say like Whitney did an incredibly great job of acting. Like Courtney B. Vance is a wonderful actor, but like the role of the pastor, he's giving nothing to her. He's like he's giving nothing to his wife and his kid. And like, he's bleeding himself dry for everybody. And like, there is none left for his wife. But like, the way that she looks at him, like you can tell, like she loves him. Like you can tell that there is that stuff there. And like, we're not like hearing about the history as much. We're not seeing it. Like we're just like getting like glimpses and bits and pieces of that. But when Dudley then is like, okay, they're going to deliver these Christmas baskets to different like people who go to their church and stuff. And he uses his power to like have the pastor like fall in the snow and like she's laughing and like their chemistry there was like, it was so phenomenal. It was so good. And she falls in the snow too. And they're like giggling and they like look like kids again. Like it's like young love all over again. And that's like the moment he also realized that he was falling for Julia. So he did have to take the step back from that. But great chemistry. And then she also had another line that I loved where she was saying about how his mom would always comment that she needed to put some meat on her bones. And then she was like, well, she just wanted to be fat because she was fat. And then he goes, no, she wasn't that fat. And then she said, Henry, a policeman would see your mom on the street and yell, break it up. It's like, who the fuck wrote that?
Right.
That is what? I've never even heard a phrasing like that. I was like, holy shit.
Of its time.
Yeah. So as he's like you said, he's kind of like given up in the sense that like he's accepted the fate of the church and this is what it's going to be. And this part I was like, okay, sir, what about the power of prayer? Like you told, I think his name is Benjamin, to pray because you knew Dudley would help him like you would do everything in your power, but then you knew that having him pray, Dudley would be able to help him out and make sure that he didn't get charged with this thing that he didn't do. So like you clearly knew then, but then for the church, you're just like, well, it is what it is. And I was like, you don't think to maybe ask Dudley for, or even just like send a prayer out into the universe, knowing that you literally have an angel who is dedicated to you, to making your life better and easier. And we're just giving up.
Yeah.
He's
very stubborn, very stubborn.
Yeah.
So now we're at the church. It's Christmas Day. It reminds me of all the Christmas days that I grew up going to of a very long service because there's a children's play, which I was often. At some point at the church that I was going to here in Arkansas, we stopped doing the traditional Christmas play because everybody knows the story. Religious or not, you know that story. So then one of the people that went to my church also taught theater at the university. So then he started writing plays. Often I was the star of these.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So then they're doing the play. The girl that's playing Mary, the little Jesus, was like one of those dolls that pee. And she gets pissed on.
One of those pissing babies.
And she gets up And Whitney's like, where are you going? And she goes, I'm all wet. So then, of course, Julia has to go save the day and sing the song.
I wrote down, do you think this is the defense they used about why they could cast Diana Ross in The Wiz? They said, remember when she stepped in, and that much bigger age difference.
Yeah.
Surrounded by the children.
Yeah. So then she's singing, it's beautiful. He gets up and gives his sermon. Also, while she's singing, Dudley is imagining himself as the husband in the photos.
I wrote down, this is quite literally the craziest thing you could do, which is why finally God comes through with some thunder, going, I've put up with a lot.
Yeah.
But you going and changing the wedding photos to be of you and her, that is that's crazy work. Absolutely crazy work. I will say, ultimately, like, also the thing that's doing the most heavy plot lifting is the fact that after Dudley leaves, nobody will remember him. So he's always like, well, you won't remember me. You won't remember. So he's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want, because like none of you bitches are even gonna remember me. And I'm like, okay, for sure, it is carrying the plot forward, because the shit that he is doing is
diabolical.
It's unhinged. And I cannot imagine it's okay in the goddamn fucking handbook.
Right.
Here's my 30-second story with Guinness. As soon as my sister and I get home for the holidays, we don't even unpack. We head straight to our pub. The bartender already knows our order, Guinness and fries. We laugh all night, catch up with old friends, and walk home with faces sore from smiling. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. That was my 30-second story with Guinness.
Guinness Draft Stout. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Diageo Beer Company, USA, New York, New York.
The Subaru Share the Love event is on from November 20th to January 2nd. During this event, Subaru donates to charities like Make-A-Wish, helping grant more than 3,900 wishes so far. When you purchase or lease a new vehicle during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru and its retailers will make a minimum $300 donation to charity. Visit Subaru.com/share to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
I got a message that our flight was canceled. But they can put us on another flight, and we just need to confirm our credit card info.
Wait, I got a security alert from McAfee. It flagged that message as a scam.
McAfee's scam detector automatically spots and alerts you to suspicious texts, emails, and deepfake videos. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
So then the pastor gives a rousing sermon, so much so that he goes off script, which he's supposed to be on script since he's on TV. They've got a big teleprompter projector for him to read off of. The producer lady is freaking out. She runs outside. They're like, just let him go with it. The young man that he helped get out of jail, he's in the crowd, and he didn't go to church before. He's moved by it. Gregory Hines is moved by it. So much so that at the end, he's like, we're going to keep the church. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Gregory Hines was also met with Dudley showing up at his residence and playing the piano and then standing up from the piano, and the piano keeps playing. And I have to say, Dudley took a different approach with him, and it was a little sinister. And it did feel like, you're gonna do, this is the outcome of it. You're either gonna go willing or you're gonna go unwilling, but this church is, you're not doing this anymore.
Yeah. Also, where would that McMansion be in New York?
I had a lot of fucking questions about that. I was like, are we in Astoria? Like, what are we calling? Are we in Albany? Are we in, like, how far are we getting? And specifically, that is a very wide street and a very large front driveway entrance that I'm like, Jersey? Like, I'm thinking Jersey or Connecticut at that point. Dudley, and also, can Dudley fly? We haven't seen that.
I think he can just appear places.
Okay.
Because he's walking around a lot. We don't know where he's sleeping.
No, a motel. He dropped him off at a motel, and I said,
but
charging him doesn't cover more
was
than
he
that.
actually there?
No, I don't think he needs to sleep. I think he just
I don't
stands
think
there.
either. Yeah.
Maybe he got a corn dog. Maybe he went to Coney Island.
Yeah.
He's
He
really
was
there
living it up.
for the snacks and the adventure. And, like, the way that it was obviously supposed to be portrayed like he's, like, watching people on Earth and, like, seeing all this stuff. But, like, it really was giving that, like, he watched, like, Home Alone 2 and was like, I want to go to New York.
Oh, so, yeah. So, as they're walking out the church, even, they've had the conversation of the church is going to stay there. They'll figure things out. He'll get the money, I guess. And Jeremiah sees Dudley and is like, aren't y'all gonna? And Dudley says, like, Merry Christmas and everything. And they say, Merry Christmas. And it's like, who is that dude?
I thought it was so sad because I was like, okay, yeah, I like, no, but, like, everybody's going to forget. But, like, I kind of wish Dudley could forget. Like, that was, like, it was so sad in the sense that, like, or, like, I don't know, maybe when you become an angel, you become, like, aromantic or asexual or, like, something. But I was like, in order to do this, in order to care about this and, like, really put everything into it, like, he has to know that these people are not going to remember him at the end of it. And, like, that was, like, so heartbreaking. And it made me, like, really sad.
Yeah. But Jeremiah remembers him.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he even said at the very beginning of the movie, Jeremiah, when he's giving his voiceover, it's like, this is a true story. No names have been changed because nobody believes me anyway.
Yep.
So,
wow.
I know. We get back to the house. The angel on the tree is Dudley.
I was like, okay, that is, you might not remember me, but you sure as hell. Do you think she's going to lust after the angel on the top of the Christmas tree?
It has some forlorn feelings for it. But I also think Dudley is, like, assigned to them forever. So, like, if something comes up, this is just my thinking, my rationale.
I like that idea.
If something comes up, then Dudley will come back and visits them. Maybe there's more lust, maybe not. But
Do you
I think
they would
he's their guardian.
remember from before? Do you think it would be like 50
No.
First Dates? It starts over again.
It starts over again.
Oh my God, that'd be so painful for him.
I know. But maybe now that he's made it
he
up
can,
the ranks, he's got some other lady that he's met up there.
Yeah. Or is it like, are people angels forever? Or is it like a limbo period when, like, there is a role for you to finish something on Earth, and it's someone who, like, might have had unfinished business on Earth themselves. Like, what is that whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
But then we get to the best Christmas gift of all. Hakeem is not, in fact, under the tree. Oh, and I love that line where she wished for the bus driver under the tree, and she goes, I don't even know if he'll fit, but I want him under that tree.
Mm-hmm. And it's when they're walking out the church, he's like, yeah, I'm staying around and I'm gonna have my wedding here.
And she's like, to who? And he was like,
you
basically said, are you dumb? You. And she was like, oh.
And when the kids are walking away, they're like, we're gonna have a daddy. Like, this ADR line.
Crazy. But I in my vision, Hakeem stays with them forever, and then it becomes my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So
my real brother. Yeah. So they adopted Hakeem. So, which to me seemed like that should have been done from the beginning.
Melissa, thank you. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. You're bleeding out for all these fucking people, but you don't have this. Not only is this convenient, this kid lives quite literally right across the street.
But I think they needed to get their house in order first, which happened. Because they were fighting.
Like, Jeremiah's got a big old bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gonna go to social services and be like, okay, we'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, of all the things that you want to figure out now, how about we take the young boy, have him stay with you, and then his grandma can still be in his life.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Christmas movie in like the truest sense. Like, to me, this should have been like, this is like Miracle on 34th Street, which I have never managed to make my way through.
I watched it a lot the original black and white version with my grandmother. She loved that movie. I watched it a lot. And then the remake with Mara Wilson, it's the exact same script. Nothing about it is really, they just modernize it a little bit, but it's the exact same script. So if you've seen one, you've seen both of them.
Begrudgingly, I also had a grandmother who was obsessed with that movie, and I hate it. I don't even know if I made it all the way through. I was like, I'm gonna go play with my Polly Pockets now. Like, ugh, a period piece.
Truly.
It is.
I mean, it wasn't even a period piece. It was just made of its time and then forced upon us as children.
A period piece for when you were a child of my age.
Oh, but yeah. In The Bishop's Wife, Dudley actually confesses all his feelings to Julia.
Oh my God.
So it was really out there.
That's really sad.
Yeah, but then Julia is very much in love with her husband and rejects him. But the flirtation is there, and it's played by Cary Grant.
Okay, another man from period piece films. The star of the period piece film.
Right.
Wait, speaking of old movies, I do need you to watch a trailer because you're never going to watch the movie. It's KJ Apa is in a new movie.
Yeah. No, I think I actually will be watching that movie.
Wait, I thought it was an SNL sketch because what do you mean he's playing opposite Rob Riggle?
Yeah.
Rob Riggle? I thought this was a sketch. Mr. Fantasy himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I was reading up about the production of this, and from the Wikipedia, so they found this real church, and in order to be able to film there, they basically offered to they had to change things in the church to make it look like a what's the kind of
denomination?
Denomination, yeah.
I think they were Baptist. I don't remember.
So whatever it was is they switched it to so it was a Methodist church and they made it more Baptist, and so but after they finished filming, the church kept the pulpit, and then the production crew worked with the architects from the church to help design and install to work the things to make them now work and be more traditional for a Methodist style, which I thought was so cool. And then during the filming, about a quarter of the church's members were hired as extras. And this part was the craziest to me. The church used the rental fees paid for by the production to replace its boiler and HVAC system.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I was like, wow. Because they're not scouting. We're looking for a church that has a faulty boiler system, but it just so happened to be aligned with the story. And I knew it was a remake, but I didn't know how similar it was from the original of that. But I thought that was so interesting. But there's also a lot, if anyone wants to read more about the production and filming of it, there's a lot of random kind of weird things happened, a lot of it. But I'm only going to touch on the not as sad kind of ones. But there was a building in a fire, and 2 kids had died in it, which was awful. But then one crew member rushed a ladder from the production to the burning building and saved a 4-year-old child.
Oh, wow.
During production, as they're doing this. And multiple accidents had happened and all of this stuff. But it was just that, a lot of those things. And then initially, Julia Roberts, that she was floated around, and then very quickly it was no, it has to be Whitney Houston. And then they wrote it really with her in mind, and she was resistant to it, but she made $10 million for this movie.
Oh, girl.
I was like, fuck yeah. Hell yes. And she deserved every penny.
Yeah. She acted her ass off. She sang her ass off.
Mm-hmm. She's a phenomenal actress.
We need to bring back real soundtracks.
Oh my God. I love a real soundtrack. I think it's, and I will say the best recent one I found with that was Barbie. Barbie in the sense of the score mixing with the actual, it's not just don't place random popular songs on this. Have there be a story and a through line. I could listen to this album and replay the whole movie in my head, but I also could listen to this album and just stand alone. It would be a great album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 26 weeks on Billboard charts. I Believe in You and Me became a top 5 in the U.S. soundtrack, was nominated for Best R&B Album, and Whitney Houston was nominated for Best Female R&B Performance at the Grammys.
It was, and she can sing.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, it will always remind me of my nephew also likes Whitney Houston. And he asked me if Whitney Houston was releasing, if she had any new songs. And I said, oh, no, she doesn't have any new songs. And
did he ask his mom first?
No, his mom's there. And then she goes, yeah, I don't think she's released any music recently. And then like, I'm like over his head. I'm like, and I mouthed to her like, she's dead. And then she goes, oh, honey, she's dead. And he goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. But God, yeah, her voice in this is like those. I keep thinking about like the extras who are just in the audience being able to listen to that, but also the kids who were singing with her. That's when I Googled if she had any kids of herself, because I was like, I wonder if she is a kid. I was like putting them in this role, but like being able to have sung with Whitney Houston, and like some of those kids, like they were keeping up in a way that I was like,
because they're part of this choir that is a famous choir.
Okay, that makes a lot more. Because I was like, how are you, a child, keeping? And it was just so. Her voice is like insane, and like I don't know if we've ever had someone who can like sing like that and act like that. She's phenomenal.
There's not a day that goes by that I'm like, why is she gone?
Oh yeah, I was talking about with somebody else about Cinderella, where she's in that, and it was just like, even regardless of the role that you give her, like if she was alive, she would be like toe to toe with actresses who cannot fucking sing for just pure acting roles, and then toe to toe with pop stars, just any singer who can't act. Like she can do both to the highest level, which is just like it's insane to me.
Yeah.
Love her. Love her.
Love her down. All right. What do you rate this?
I rate this one very horny angel that I would also like to fuck.
Yeah, I will 100% agree with you on that. I will rate this 2,000 snow angels that I want
in the nude
to melt me.
Yeah. If you guys, people, just even look up the stills of him from this movie.
The last frame, his last frame in this movie, the way he just turns and looks at the camera and smiles and his head tilt.
I was like, that was an intimate moment between you and I. Nobody else saw that. Like, it is, there is something about that man. Like, he's gorgeous in that, I'm going to say it, in that ugly little coat he's wearing the whole time.
I love his suit though.
I love his suit. The sleeve length and the full body length of that coat, it's a little awkward, and it's supposed to be. But here, that whole time, he looks like Walter Mitty, and I'm like, still would fuck him. He looks like Walter Mitty flying through the air. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Not sure. You don't know?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a few weeks. We're taking our winter break. You know, the next 2 Thursdays land on Christmas. Well, this is Christmas, but then
Merry Christmas!
Yes, it is Christmas. Merry Christmas. And then New Year's. So we're going to be off for a few weeks, but when we return, we'll let you know what we're doing so you can be caught up with us before.
We will.
All right. Have a great Christmas and a happy New Year.
Happy holidays. Goodbye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
There are names that echo in the world of true crime. Names that carry unanswered questions. Oakley Carlson, a 5-year-old girl who deserved safety, protection, and love. Yet the system built to protect her failed, and Oakley disappeared. Her community still calls her name.
Or Ellen Greenberg, found in her locked apartment with 20 stab wounds. A case declared a suicide. But how does a locked apartment tell 2 different stories at once?
These are not just cases we have covered. They are people. They were loved, and they mattered.
Their stories deserve to be told with care, with depth, with truth.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ricky.
We are the husband and wife duo behind Crime Salad.
Every week we uncover stories of the missing, the silenced, the misunderstood. We ask the questions that were left behind. We refuse to let these stories be forgotten.
Because behind every case is a family holding on, a community seeking answers, and a story that deserves to be heard.
We invite you to listen to Crime Salad,
your healthy portion of true crime, wherever you get your podcasts.
From the parents behind Law & Order comes a mystery the whole family can enjoy. Patrick Picklebottom Everyday Mysteries. Step into the whimsical world of Patrick Picklebottom, a precocious 11-year-old with a love for reading and an uncanny ability to solve mysteries. Inspired by the beloved children's book of the same name, this podcast vividly brings Patrick's tales of deduction and everyday adventures to life as he unravels baffling enigmas and solves clever cases. Patrick Picklebottom Everyday Mysteries is perfect for kids and is just as entertaining for grown-ups who love a good mystery. The whole family can listen now, wherever you get your podcasts.
The war is over, and both sides lost. Kingdoms were reduced to cinders, and armies scattered like bones in the dust. Now the survivors claw to what's left of a broken world, praying the darkness chooses someone else tonight. But in the shadow dark, the darkness always wins. This is old school adventuring at its most cruel. Your torch ticks down in real time, and when that flame dies, something else rises to finish the job. This is a brutal rules-light nightmare with a story that emerges organically based on the decisions that the characters make. This is what it felt like to play RPGs in the 80s, and man, it is so good to be back. Join the Glass Cannon podcast as we plunge into the Shadow Dark every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/theglasscannon, with the podcast version dropping the next day. See what everybody's talking about and join us in the dark.